what a hit. Man, no question that the fish is on. These rainbows, when you get into some of these inland lakes, have so much power. You know, I have friends that ice fish for them and fish for them really early in the spring after ice out, but I don't think any of them have fished for them this time of the year. The fall is an excellent time to fish for them when the water temperature gets colder. And I would like to taste some of these, so I may keep one or two. I don't know if it's going to jump. The first one that I hooked that was right on the surface came flying out of the water. I don't have a heavy leader. I'm using an 8-pound test fluorocarbon leader. And I got a feeling that some of the rainbows might be a pretty good size in here. So let's see if he's going to come out of the water. What I did was add just a little egg sinker. Oh, look at this head shake. I don't want him to cut that leader, because rainbows are notorious for shaking their head and rolling in the line. So what I did, about maybe 20 or 24 inches up the line, I added a small egg sinker. I think it's about a 1/4 ounce, just to get the lure down a little bit below the surface. I just saw a flash from the fish. They have so much power. And I think that might be a key here, because I had my sonar on. I'm not running it the whole time, but I had my sonar on, and I could see the bait fish. They're from about 10 feet down right to the surface. So I'm sure the rainbows know exactly where they are. You know, I'm really impressed with these kayaks. You can see how comfortable I am. Oh, this is even nicer than the first one. What a gorgeous rainbow. Wait till you see this, if I can land it. Man, these are healthy fish. Oh, wow. You know, I love to steelhead fish in tributaries and stuff, but this clear water, the water's got to be about 15 feet visibility here. You can see the fish fight, and I'm so close to the water. I'm in like first class seats. Come on, go around here. As I was saying, these kayaks are so comfortable to sit on top. And Ocean Kayak, you know, is world famous. They make kayaks that anglers use for ocean kayaking. That's really where the name comes from. Look at this beautiful rainbow. And some guys will go miles offshore to catch their fish. Even when we were filming in Israel and we were down on the Red Sea out of Eilat, there was a gentleman that was fishing in a kayak, and he was getting small tuna, trolling, just like the way I'm trolling, and fishing very efficiently. And he was out probably, I bet you, a kilometer from the shore. We were out there trolling too for king mackerel and tuna, but we're in a larger boat. He's actually spinning. The fish was so big, it spun the boat around, honey. Now, you know who would love to be fishing with me here? My wife, Barbara, especially on such a nice, pristine lake. Now, you know, I'm not stretching this fight out. These guys have a lot of energy. He needs to lay down for me before I can try grabbing him by the caudal peduncle. Come here. Don't get caught in the cradle. I got to turn him around. Come on, that way. Okay. Look it. Isn't that a gorgeous fish? Look how fat he is. Isn't that a pretty rainbow? You see those lines? I think you can, near the back of the tail here. I'm going to hold the truck because I'm going to keep this one. See these lines here? Now I'm going to turn around. See these lines here? That's from my leader and the fish thrashing and rolling so much in the line. Now there's the original Rapala. You know, I had a person email me at Ask Italo just before I came up here to the Minden, Halliburton, Kinmount area, wherever we are. And he said to me, I want to get about 6 Rapalas. What do you suggest? At the top of my list was the number 11, which is this one here. The 11 stands for 11 centimeters. And it's the original one. So you see how thin it is? And I told him exactly for what I'm doing here, that you can fish it on the surface, like I did casting when I got my first fish, or you can fish the Rapala trolled and get it down a few feet, or fish it as deep as you want. Okay, so there's the Rapala. I'm going to hold him up. Isn't that a gorgeous rainbow? I'm guessing he's about 4 pounds, and it's fat. Now, I don't have a stringer, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to forfeit my lanyard from my rod. Okay, this is where you get creative. I have my handy dandy tool, which is the teeny Swiss Army knife. Now, I'll try not to lose anything here, okay? All you got to do is make a tiny hole in the bottom of the mouth, not actually the mouth, it's the lower jaw, with my knife. Now you'll notice that I have work clothes on. These are actually insulated carpenter pants, so I don't mind if they get all slimed up and everything. Now, this is a really big thing to slide in here because it wasn't designed for fish, but I'm hoping it'll work. Okay, let me explain to you what I've done here. You know what? This has worked out now. I know that if I take my left hand that's got the glove off the fish, it's going to go all over the place. So I'm trying to keep it subdued somewhat. Now I'm going to have a fish pulling me around the lake. Again, this isn't easy. I'm trying to do this with one hand. I think I'm going to have to, okay, got it. Okay, so what I've done there is make a makeshift stringer, because this fish is going to taste really well. So I'm going to hang that over the side. Hopefully nothing will let go. And I've got it latched on. The only thing is I don't have my lanyard on my rod, but it's okay. These float, the kayak rods. Now, by the way, this rod is about 7 feet long, so I'll just show you the rig. When I said I added the weight, do you see the egg sinker that's there? I've used a swivel, that's a little black thing, just ahead of the sinker to stop the sinker. So that the length, I guess that it was about 20 inches, I think it's about 24, and that's the number 11 original Rapala. It doesn't rattle, it's very natural. So if I pull it, see how naturally that swims? Let me do this again. I'm just going to flip it out here. Look at, isn't that a natural swimming minnow action? If I pause it, it floats. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And what I'm going to do here, don't really want to cast it, because sometimes the lure can get caught in the sinker. That's not bad. So what I got to do is leave my line out there with the bail open, because I'm going to let some line out. I had about a 100-foot lead. So right now that lure sinking, and I'm letting line out. Then I've got a little friend on the right side of my kayak. I can see him right there. And I'm going to see if I can hook another fish on.